what up? You tapped into Gemini Uncensored, where we break down real issues, unfiltered conversations, and the viral moments everybody's talking about, but nobody's really saying nothing. I'm here to speak the truth, challenge the narratives, and keep it all the way 100 with you. If you're tired of the surface level, clickbaity, and recycled opinions, you in the right place. Welcome to the other side of the conversation. This is about what happens when the system that you were sentenced to becomes your executioner. Whether you think he's innocent, guilty, or somewhere in between, what happened to him should make you stop and look at how this country handles incarceration. This wasn't just a fight. It wasn't just a headline. You might even think he was set up. The bottom line is, it was a calculated, brutal attempt on his life inside a place that's supposed to rehabilitate. On May 12, 2025, Tory Lanez, real name Daystar Peterson, was poked up 14 times inside a California correctional institution. 7 in the back, 4 in the chest, 2 in the head, and once in the face. Now just let that sit in for a second. 14 times. You know what I'm saying? 14 times. Both lungs collapsed. He had to be put on a breathing tube just to survive. The man who did it, a convicted murderer named Santino Casillo with a history of prison violence. And yet he got close enough to Tory to almost unalive him. That's not an accident. That's a failure on every level. Now let's rewind for a minute. Tory's doing 10 years for the 2020 shooting of Megan Thee Stallion. He was convicted of 3 felonies, assault with a firearm, carrying a loaded weapon, and negligent discharge. The trial definitely split the culture, but regardless of where you stand, let's be clear. He was sentenced to time, not to be unalived. Now, let's take a global look at something. America has the largest prison population on earth. We make up 4% of the world's population, but house 20% of its prisoners. That's not justice. That's a business. And take a wild guess who's at the center of that business: black and brown bodies. 1 in 3 black men will be incarcerated in his lifetime. That ain't random. That's design. The system profits off of pain. It was built off slavery, evolved into chain gangs, then became privatized prisons. It don't correct people, it contains them. And when you throw a high-profile, controversial black man into the mess, you create a target. Tory ain't the first, and he won't be the last. Let's break this down even further. Recidivism. In the US, nearly 70% of people who get locked up come right back within 3 years. In Norway, that number is 20%. Why? Because in Norway, prison is designed to help people heal. They get therapy, they get education, they get dignity. Let's look at Germany. In Germany, inmates wear their own clothes. They work real jobs. If they had a job when they went in, they get to keep that job and work that job part-time. They're treated like citizens, not criminals, for their whole life. Now, here's where it hits the hardest: mental health. Over 50% of US inmates struggle with some kind of mental illness, but less than 1/3 get any help. Instead of therapy, they get thrown into solitary confinement. 23 hours out the day, no sunlight, no healing. Just silence and concrete. Addiction is the same thing. In Europe, addiction is treated as a medical issue. Here, it's criminal. You don't get rehab, you get time. That's not recovery, that's a cycle. And let's be honest, you can't rehabilitate people if you ignore what caused them to break in the first place. Trauma, poverty, abuse, desperation. This system don't heal, it multiplies the pain, then blames you for bleeding. Tory Lanez almost died in that cell. But this ain't just about him. It's about what happens when a system built on punishment pretends to be about justice. We need real reform, but not just shorter sentences. We need mental health care, job training, education, reentry programs, and actual support. Or this cycle will continue repeating itself over and over, just with different names. Hey yo, this has been Gemini Uncensored. If this video spoke to you, if it hit home, if you got somebody that's incarcerated in your life right now, you feel like the sentence and the conditions are unfair, go ahead and like, comment, share it, subscribe. We're not here to follow the script. We're here to flip the script. Till next time, stay sharp, stay focused, and stay free.